Hello, hello! Welcome to the Quick Start Guide for your Mythical Mining R11 Pro Ethereum miner. My name's Dave. I'm going to take you through the quick setups guide here. Pretty much everything is pre-configured to just run right away as soon as you plug it into the internet and power it on. But let's go ahead and talk through a couple things anyway. So when your system arrives at your house, you're going to go ahead and plug it into the internet, power it on, and your miner is actually in your startup folder, so it will launch automatically. What that'll look like is this this screen here, and it loads your miner, which I have you set up to use Claymore as your mining software, and it is uploading any of your work to Nanopool, which is your mining pool I have you pre-configured with, and then Nanopool will send any Ethereum you earn to your wallet, which I've already pre-configured, and I will show you how to access as we go. Alright, so a little background information. Your GPU is shipped from the factory generating about 22-23 megahashes per second, but when I ship it to you, I've modified the timing tables so that you are able to overclock, and it should generate about 25-26 megahashes when it arrives at your door. If you want to increase that or decrease that, I'll show you how to do that. I just happen to choose that speed because it's very stable, doesn't make your cards overheat too much, doesn't cause any crashes. It's just my preference to choose stability. So if you're connected to the internet and everything's working fine, as this screen chugs along, it'll show you a couple different things, and once these alerts start popping up that you're generating 26-ish megahashes and how many shares you generate, then you know everything's working correctly. One thing that might happen when you're first plugging in your system is crypto coins generally use what's called a DAG file, and that DAG file has to be downloaded to your system entirely before it'll actually start mining. Now the DAG file has been downloaded before I send it to you, but however long it spends in transit, the DAG file is constantly being updated by miners all over the world. So it may take a while to download the new DAG file, depending on how fast your internet is. But once that completes, then you'll begin mining. If you feel like it's hung, if you feel like it's crashed, it's no problem. You can go ahead and close the miner and relaunch from your Start Miner shortcut on the desktop here. There's no risk of it actually causing any kind of damage to your system by closing it down and restarting that. You can do that as many times as you want. Okay, so say you have an issue where you're generating lower than expected megahashes. The way that you can fix that is by going into your overclocking software. Now what will happen is if you overclock too aggressively, or if you install a new GPU, you'll have to do this. So just go into your start menu, type AMD, and the application AMD settings will come up. All you have to do, go into gaming, go into global settings, wait for global Wattman, and from here you can modify a bunch of different things. You can actually modify your GPU frequency, your memory frequency, fan speed, and acceptable temperatures. I only modify the memory speed when mining Ethereum. It will come shipped from the factory at 1750, but I increase it to, you see this one's running at 1930 without any real errors. Another thing that you can do is, if you don't mind the noise, you can actually increase your fan speed, and I like to do that just to keep the temperatures as low as possible. One thing that causes more problems with video cards than anything else is probably overheating or too aggressively overclocking, but either of those can be prevented within this software. And nice thing about it is, if you do overclock way too aggressively and it just crashes on you, when your system reboots, the AMD settings will default to their lower 1750 megahertz, and you can just slowly increase it in 10 megahertz, 5 megahertz increments from there. Once you make any changes that you want, go ahead and click apply. You can close your software, and to see any kind of changes in your mega hashing speed, just go ahead and exit your miner and relaunch it, again using the shortcut to the miner, which is on your desktop here. So when you are into the swing of things with mining, you're going to start generating shares, and you'll want to check your progress. What you can do, Google Chrome. I've put 2 bookmarks here in your bookmarks bar. Nanopool is the mining pool that I have you set up to. So if you click on that one, it generates your specific account's progress. So this is the wallet for this particular miner, which is mine. It's not a big deal if you know that. That's actually, you can freely give that away. There's no risk involved in doing that. There's no security problems with that. So you go ahead and click Nanopool. It brings up your specific account. And one thing I like about Nanopool is you can see the minimum payout here is only 0.2 ethers. And that's actually very small for mining pools in general. Some of the other mining pools will have a larger minimum payout, and if you want to receive your ether any sooner, you can, but they'll charge you an additional percentage in order to do that. So another nice thing about working with this mining pool is when your mega hashes drop off significantly, like this is when I turned the miner off, you actually are alerted to that via email. I have it pre-configured to alert you at the email address that I assigned to your system, but for me it comes to my Gmail and it looks like this. It will tell you which specific worker has gone offline, and that makes it easier to diagnose any issues that you have. But assuming that everything is working correctly, once you start generating some Ethereum, you'll want to check on the status of that as well. In the upper right corner is MetaMask, and that is just a open source freeware Ethereum wallet that I use for the systems. Go ahead and enter your password. And your password, all of that will actually be on a piece of paper that's shipped with your system. It's also something that I can email over to you if you haven't already received it. So once logged in, you'll see how many ethers you have. You have a couple different options of things you can do here. The thing that's probably most important for you to have early on is if you click on these triple dots, you can show your QR code. And a lot of people will put this on their social medias or on business cards so that they can receive Ethereum from people. And this window also gives you your actual wallet address that you can send to people or tweet at people, anything you like. Let's see, what else might you want to know? Okay, so with your different ISPs, it could cause some problems. You might need to, if you're using Xfinity, you might need to use a VPN to connect. And the reason is that I'm not sure why, but they sometimes will block me from getting the DAG file. So I launch a VPN, download the DAG file, start mining, and then close the VPN. And by doing it like that, I use a small enough amount of data via the VPN that I can actually use a free service called TunnelBear. And I'll post a link for that down in the description. Okay, so that's pretty much all it takes to get up and running. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My Twitter is @mythicalmining, email goodmythicalmining@gmail.com, and when you are ready to get your second system, buy some more GPUs, whatever you'd like, go ahead and visit squareup.com/store/goodmythicalmining, and I do offer a bit of a discount when you go directly through my store on SquareUp. Alright, have a good day guys, and good luck with all the mining!